You may not be seated. Sit in the back now, sir. Decorum, please. Now moving on to point D, roll call / verification of quorum. Acting Senate Secretary, can you please do the roll?
Senator Green, Senator Bargamento, Senator Carter, B. Carter, present. Senator J. Carter.
Here.
Senator Senator LaVille, Senator Monk,
Present.
Senator McClinton, Senator Seniors, Senator Myers, Senator Strong, Senator D. Ford, Senator Butterfield, Senator D. Jackson, Senator Plaisir, Senator Young, Senator Knox, Senator Senator Miller,
Here.
Senator G. Baptiste,
Here.
Senator Williams,
Here.
Senator Hall,
Present.
Senator J. Jackson, Senator Rios, Senator Eden, Senator Osborne,
Present.
Senate Pro Temp Morset,
Present.
Senate President Ford.
Here. Now moving on to point E, approval agenda and minutes. The minutes from the last meeting were sent out to you all. So now this time I'll take them and granted. Now this time I'd like to entertain a motion to accept last session's minutes. It'll probably move in a second to accept last session's minutes. Is there on readiness to the main motion? Seeing none, all in favor, please signify by a sign divide. Aye. All opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. You all have been provided the agenda within 24 hours of today's meeting. If you would like to make any changes at this time, please do so. Seeing none, if you would like to accept tonight's agenda, please make that motion.
So moved.
Second.
It'll probably moved in second to accept the 11th session agenda at this session agenda. Thank you. So 11th session agenda. Is there on readiness at this time to the main motion? Seeing none, all in favor, please signify by the sign divide. All opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. Now, I'd like to, before we move on further, I would now accept a motion to waive 504 in the IROP student dress code. Senator Osborne made the motion. Senator Miller second. Is there on readiness at this time to the main motion to waive dress code? Seeing none, all in favor, please signify by sign divide. All opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Now moving on to point F, introduction of guests and speakers. Is there anyone in the gallery tonight that would like to introduce themselves to the 47th Student Senate at this time? All right, welcome. Seeing none, thank you all for coming. This meeting should be very brief. And thank you. I hope you enjoy. Now moving on to point G, announcements / committee reports. ANS liaison. Senator Williams.
No ANS agency reports today.
Any questions for ANS liaison at this time? Seeing none, thank you. Organization and Finance.
Organization and Finance Committee did not meet, but however, we have been working quickly on trying to get everything set up for ANS workshop. ANS workshop will be November 28th. I sent out the slides to Roshar. He edited, messed up the format, but it looks good enough to present. I'll be talking to Organization and Finance Committee after the meeting so that we can get everything settled. And then also be sending out emails to each senator for for the ASBC committee. There has to be one senator per class, which means one freshman, one sophomore, one junior. And so there will be some people in the LFC committee that won't be in ASBC, but also some that will be in ASBC as well. So more information about that will be getting sent out soon. If there are any questions, just let me know. Also, shout out to Jacob. Shout out to my dog. That's it though.
For information, I have selected the 5 individuals from the Senate that will be a part of ASBC. I'll be giving that information to OFC later on this week. But they are as follows. The graduate senator will be Senator Hansberry. The senior senator will be Senator Snipes. The junior senator will be Senator Green. The sophomore senator will be Senator Hall. The freshman senator will be Senator Travis Fentley Jr. And that is all on my behalf. I'll send y'all an email about that later on this week. Yes.
Are you sure that you're able to pick it? Because if I'm not mistaken, it was on the discretion of the OFC chairman.
No, it's the Senate president.
Hey, shit. That's good.
Any further questions for OFC at this time? Yeah. Yes, Pro Temp?
Regarding since we're talking about ASBC, and the chair is not here, and I guess this suggestion would be towards the ANS liaison and acting chairman Knox. We haven't received any application for the budget. So I think the means that however way that we're using, whatever means we're using to publicize, advertise that the budget is open, it's not effective at all. It's been a month in and we haven't received any single application. So rather than extend the deadline, I think we should try to reach out, not even reach out, but find better means to advertise it. Because I've only seen it on FAMU once. It hasn't been sent out through iStrike. I think you guys should keep up. Not Vice Chair Knox, but more so you as a Vice Chair of the committee, you should keep up with that more and advertise it more. Find different means to send it out.
I still suggest that we extend the deadline due to the fact that because we haven't had that many people and it hasn't been properly advertised, in my opinion. As a committee, we haven't done everything that we needed to do in order to advertise it. So I feel like we shouldn't put the students at a disadvantage by cutting them short by saying, oh, the deadline's tomorrow, and just giving it 1 day of doing it, because that can cause some discrepancy to some students that feel like they didn't get good enough notice about it. So
we're still,
Project more set.
I mean, we're still a whole month out. If the deadline gets closer and still no suggestions, then still no submissions, then go, by all means, go for it. Spring break. Winter break is right around the corner. So extend it through winter break. It's not my discretion. It's the discretion of the chairman.
Yeah, it's not my discretion.
To the back may enter.
And also, point of information, / was very effective. It was very effective.
Decorum, please. Any further questions for the acting OFC chairman at this time? Seeing none, thank you. Acting ENA chair, Senator Miller.
No committee works this week.
I have a question. What's going on with the traffic court in the 4 vacancies in the E branch at this time?
Honestly, I'm just coming back, so I haven't been up to date because family stuff. But as far as I know, we still haven't gotten any recommendations, so we're still waiting on those from our SGA president.
All right. Thank you. Any further questions for the acting ENA chairman at this time? Seeing none, thank you. Acting Senior Relations Chair, Senator Hemphill.
SRC met last week. We planned the Cram Jam, the Strike Team video, and Senate on the Run, and there will be no meeting for this week.
Any questions for acting SRC Chairwoman, Senator Hemphill? Seeing none, thank you. IDSC, Senator Hall, you now have the floor.
So good evening, everybody. IDSC did not meet today. Instead, we attended the probate in support of our fellow senators. However, we meet on Mondays at 11:15 a.m., normally in the SGA conference room. We were working on Project 130, but I did not get a lot of submissions. Really didn't get any submissions except from a couple of senators. So if you guys still want to give me cans tonight or tomorrow, or cash at me, I'm gonna still try to put something together to support eBranch's Community Affairs Department initiative, which is Project 130. Also, next week, November 27th, when we come back, that is the last meeting of the month. So you know that we do business casual on that last meeting, $3 for the Dollar in a Dream initiative. And that's all for IDSC.
Any questions for IDST chairman at this time? Seeing none, thank you. Now moving on to the Judicial and Rules Committee. Senator Osborne, you now have the floor.
Good afternoon, everyone. The JNR committee did not meet last week. We are done with titles 1 through 14 for document ratification. President Bruno has not signed all the titles, does put us at a little bit of a strain for them to be taken to the Board of Trustees. Does have to be sent to General Counsel. He has not signed them, but he does have them. So we're just on a wing and a prayer, y'all. He's gonna sign them. JNR will not meet this week, but JNR usually does meet on Wednesdays at 5:15, either in the SGA conference room or the Elbranch workroom. So that is all.
Any questions for JNR Chairwoman Senator Osborne at this time? Yes, Senator Hall.
All right, so just to clarify, because the outstanding titles were not signed, we can't submit a ratification.
No. He needs to sign them. I believe he has 5 days to sign them, and if he doesn't, his 5 days are coming up soon. So, yeah, tomorrow. So if he doesn't sign them, then they will go to General Counsel anyway. And they're still would be presented to the Board of Trustees either by him or Vice President Harrison.
Okay, so, but it will be before, I'm sorry, follow.
Well granted.
So it will be before the New Year's?
Yes.
That it will be put on the BLT's agenda?
Yes, they have a meeting November 30th, I believe.
Any further questions for JNR Chairwoman? Decorum on the top, Diaz. Yes. Senator in the back will now enter.
Is it solidified? Do you think General Counsel will have enough time to sign it? Because they still have to be formatted in a certain way.
I think it will have enough time.
So next week.
Any further questions for Senator Osborne at this time? Seeing none, Senate Executive Committee, Senator Pro Chip, you now have the floor.
Greetings all. My name is Rashard Morissette. I serve as your Senate President Pro Tem and Chairman for the Senate Executive Committee. We have not met the past couple of weeks due to multiple instances. For example, being out of town for Classic Week and being out of town for the internship interview. And we won't be meeting this week because of the Thanksgiving break, so that's 3 weeks in a row, but we will be meeting next week, Friday at 4 or 5 o'clock, depending on OFC's schedule. And that's all.
Any questions for Pro Chip Morris at this time?
I'm sorry, next Friday.
Seeing none, now, yes, Senator Hall.
I move to revisit ENA committee report to the chairman too.
What's up?
Oh, well, can you agree? Can you?
Mm-hmm. Senator, you now have the floor to conduct a ENA committee report at this time.
Hello, hello everybody. How's everybody doing today? ENA did not meet last week because we did not reach quorum. So, however, what was on the agenda was the spring 2018 election schedule. And we were also in the process of planning the 5,000 voters strike. So ENA will be meeting, not this week because it's Thanksgiving week, but we will be meeting next week. There we will go ahead and approve the election schedule. The election schedule has been released to the members within the Elections and Appointments Committee. The tentative election schedule, I should say. What else? For the 5,000 voters strike, we're in the process of planning that since we don't have as much money as we did my freshman year when that event was on, when like K Camp that came and all the other stuff like that. I guess we won't be doing that, but however, we're still gonna make it nice. We're planning to bring legislators out to speak on the importance of voting since it is Black History Month, and that's one of the reasons why spring elections fall in February for Black History Month for us Black individuals to exercise our rights to vote. Because prior to around the time when this college was starting, those individuals didn't really have the rights to vote. So overall, just bringing legislators out to speak on behalf of that, the committee members. We also wanted to do some type of entertainment, have different organizations come perform, DJs, everything else like that. So if you're on board and you want to help out, by all means, just hit me up. Other than that, I was speaking with the Chief Justice of the Traffic Court. He's been telling me that he's been, for the most part, been getting trying to contact the SGA president in regards to the traffic court nomination. The traffic court nominations. We still haven't got those traffic court nominations. I'm just going to go forward with appointing them now since it's within my my duties and responsibilities. But however, the catch is I have to actually interview every single last one of those individuals because I think it's four. They need four. No, the traffic court holds about 5 people. There's 4 vacancies, but 5 people applied. So one of those individuals will be chosen. So I honestly don't know how my committee is going to go forward with that. I'm thinking about doing a score sheet, and we'll go from there. Other than that, yeah, I'm still waiting on, the job audit. The SGA president still hasn't responded to that as well. I don't even know, but yeah, moving forward, yeah, I'll conclude that for now.
Any questions for ENA Chairman at this time? Yes, Senator Jay Carter.
He still hasn't responded to the job.
No.
So how long has he had?
Honestly, I mean, the chief of staff, Denver Smith, she responded the week of. She did her job audit. Her findings were good. She's actually performing where she should be as chief of staff. You guys didn't know. If you guys wanted to know, that was her result. Some stuff was quite interesting during her, interview, but we'll speak about that later. But yeah, SGA president, the emails were sent out at the same time, and I haven't got a response from him yet. Moving. Is the agenda approved?
Mm-hmm.
Is there? Do we add anything to the agenda?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, can't make a motion, so I'll wait until after the committee reports to add something to the agenda. I'm the last person.
Yep, you're the last person.
Okay, so speaking of lobby.
Yes, Senator Osborne. Correct.
So with that being said, to strike point HIKLNOP and Q.
Second.
Is then properly moved in second to strike points points HIKLNOP from the agenda is NQ. Is there any unwritteness at this time to the main motion? Yes, Senator Jean Baptiste.
What's that? I'm sorry, I don't have.
Speakers and lobbying and open forum. Final roll call and adjournment will be left.
What's M?
M is second roll call.
Okay.
The quorum, please. Is there any unwritteness to the main motion at this time? Yes, Senator Eden.
I don't see motion.
Is there any further unwritteness to the main motion at this time? Yes, Senator McClinton.
We don't have any speakers in.
We do.
Yeah, let's find out.
The quorum.
After Senate Relations Chair.
Senator Jay Carter and Senator Eden.
Yes, Senator McClinton.
Senator, did she rescind her motion?
No, not at all.
Okay, so she didn't, okay, my bad, I'm sorry.
Is there any more unwritteness at this time to the main motion? Yes, Senator Snipes.
Does the e-brush have a report? Because she's here.
Any further unwritteness at this time? Seeing none, all in favor, please signify by the sign of aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries.
Decorum.
The quorum, please. We are now. Yes.
Point of inquiry. HIKLNOP or strike.
Yes.
Correct. Alrighty. Now moving on to point J. Live speakers. Acting Senate Relations Chair, you now have the floor.
Senator Jay Carter.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. For the sake of time, I just want to update you all on some stuff. This last Tuesday, I had a chance to visit the Capitol and speak with some legislators. The reason why I'm coming for you to update you all is because I think all of y'all should know what's being talked about. I'm going to have these passed around, but these are some of the things on here that myself and other people are fighting for. Also, if you all are interested in getting a copy, the governor just released his budget, and it don't look good for FAMU. So, if anyone's interested, or if you have any questions, you can see me offline. Because I want more senators to come with me to the Capitol and speak to legislators. We're going to be having a workshop soon. My goal is to have other people go, and I'm going to fade back and let other people get the chance to be up there one-on-one. You'll be with President Robinson, and then also the Director of Government Relations, Ms. Pippin Cohen. She's going to, I've invited her to a Senate meeting, and she plans on coming so that she can speak to you all to go more in depth about some of the things that we're doing at the Capitol. Great things are happening with FAMU, and I want everyone to be involved in it. Thank you very much.
Are there any questions for Senator J. Carter at this time?
No,
Yes, Senator Hall.
the sheet has what we're lobbying for.
Yes, this sheet has what we're lobbying for. Here you go. You can pass that down.
No questions. Okay, that's
All right.
And then
Thank
Senator
you.
Eden.
Senator Eden, you now have the floor.
Okay. Okay. I'll explain as I. Where did Miss J and R chair?
She left.
For good?
Yes, she had to permanently exit. She had to take handle some business.
Okay. Senator Jean Baptiste, can you please pull up the statutes and Constitution?
What? Do you have a computer? Oh, you have statutes on you?
Yeah.
Yeah, like no. It's not a take one, pass it down. Please leave it in the order. Thank you. Senators, I'm going to email you guys something in the next 30 seconds.
Yes, Senator Snipes.
Chairman, can you do one more time?
Yes, please.
I move to extend his time by 5 minutes.
Yeah. It was second, but
I rescind my motion. I move to extend his time indefinitely.
second.
And then probably moving to second to extend his time indefinitely. Is there any unwritedness at this time? Seeing none, all in favor, please signify by sign of aye. All opposed, say nay. The ayes have motion carries. Mr. Eden, your time has been extended indefinitely. You may begin at your discretion.
Okay. Senators, I'm about to email you guys. No. How's everybody doing today?
Great.
Yes. Yes.
I'm just trying to do this in new business.
I'm about to leave too. On some real shit. On some real shit, I'm about to leave. Have I slept? Hell no, I haven't slept. I'm not gonna sleep. Huh?
Point of inquiry.
Yes, sir, doll.
Did y'all have more packets back there, or y'all got off?
Is that email the same packet?
Okay.
No. This email will be told with it. Okay.
Decorum in the back, please.
So let me know when you receive the email from me. All right. Senators at the law school, I'll pretty much explain what the handouts are, but you guys, I don't know, probably put it in front of the camera if you guys would like to see any of this. I might just have them as printouts right now. Okay, so starting off, I'll read what I have here. Pretty much my introduction. So, as the Elections and Appointments Chair, I am very well versed and knowledgeable with our governing documents. And for examination of the student body statute and constitution, I have come to the conclusion that certain governing officials are not in compliance with the duties and responsibilities that are outlined in the said document. Mr. Justin Bruno, the student body president of Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University, has neglected several duties and responsibilities of his office thus far, therefore undermining the influential position he holds and impeding on the progress of other branches of Student Government Association. Infractions committed by Mr. Justin Bruno included but are not limited to. So starting off, infractions from the student body constitution. Point D within his duties. The executive article. Appoint the Chief Justice, Associate Chief Justice, and going forward from there. So pretty much, you know, that a big problem we have with our SGA president is his timeliness. And pretty much with his timeliness on getting stuff done and submitting stuff, everything else like that is holding back a lot. It's holding back a lot of stuff within SGA. The associate justice, the first 6 weeks he didn't appoint no individuals, which resulted in me appointing the associate justice we have on campus, and also the traffic court. We still don't have any names other than the Chief Justice of the traffic court, who was appointed by Mr. Jalen Smith around his presidency. That's the last time an appointment done to the traffic court. Moving forward, point H within his duties: call and preside over meetings of the executive branch. So if you guys take a look at the first 5 handouts I have here, the first 5 is roll call of the executive branch meeting. Where I highlighted, Mr. Bruno has not been in attendance to any of the executive branch meetings when he has to call and preside over. As we look, call the order, his chief of staff is the individual who calls the meetings to order, not Mr. Justin, which the counts. Well, honestly, that's what's on the side. Moving forward, call special meeting of the entire SGA Student Government Association. He hasn't done that yet. Administrate, enforce, and abide by the law of the student body statutes. The student body. Going forward, you're gonna see what I'm talking about. And that's within J. Now, in that legislation, by his / her signature within 5 school days of passage of all measures to the students in it, he has to pretty much after we pass any type of legislation, it goes to Senate President. He signs, and it goes to the SGA President. We currently have 18 bills that the Senate President has signed. And out of those 18 bills that has been passed in our Senate meetings, only 4 of those bills were signed by the SGA President. 7 of them went into act without his signature because he didn't sign it at all. It was past the 5 business days. 1 of them will take effect tonight without his signature, and 6 will take effect tomorrow without his signature. Moving forward, in those bills, do you guys want me to read them for you? No. Okay. Moving on. Recommend to the university president, students for appointments to university-wide councils, committees, and boards with student seats. So overall, those appointments were not made as of Senate President. Were you submitted those lists of these individuals for university liaison reports? Anything else like that? No. So Senate President has not received these names, which he's supposed to. And I'll give you the exact date when I went to the university president office, and they told me that they didn't receive those. named as well as of that date. That date was okay. October 23rd, 2017. Moving on. Non-feasible on that. Moving on. Point S within his duties. Officially representing the student body at functions on or off university campus in person and through an appointed representative. So he has not attended convocations. He has not attended the president's gala. He has not attended the commencement. Yes.
It says, or through an appointed representative. So, like, if he appoints somebody to represent him, then wouldn't that mean he's not? I'm just trying to clarify.
More so, it's supposed to be some type of paper trail if that's the case.
Right. No, I agree.
So, there's no formal paper trail. Nothing submitted to the SGA.
Senator Miller, check the chair.
There's nothing submitted to the SGA director because I spoke with the SGA director and he was the one who told me how Lee Hall is embarrassed right now. That he's not showing up to convocation. That he's not showing up to presidential gala. He didn't show up to the committee. Coordination, where he has to swear in the Mr. and Miss FAMU. That's within his duties.
Okay.
He hasn't done that as well. And certain SGA functions as well, like the town hall, pink out corner, everything else like that. His attendance is not there.
Right.
Misleading. Infractions from the student body statute. Starting off, any cabinet member appointed by the student government president shall be, upon confirmation by the student body senate, eligible for salary. Ms. Chief of Staff during the summertime was paid. And overall, with SGA president, who was the OFC chair prior to, served in the presidential capacity for 3 years now, I expect for him to know that if somebody's going to get eligible for pay, especially if you're signing off on a timesheet, that they have to get confirmed. So overall, if you're signing off on the timesheet, this person not confirmed, this person getting paid, that's something on your end. I haven't really classified that one. I really wanted to get the JNR person perspective on what that should classify under mismal or non. But moving forward, the student body president shall submit a full roster of all cabinet positions, appointments to the Senate President pro tempore, and the Elections and Appointments Committee chair by the first meeting of ENA committee of the fall semester. So the only bottom is, I don't know if you guys are seeing this stuff. You guys have it?
Yeah, we looked at it.
Okay. So, I got somebody the wrong one. I have like a list. Does somebody have that list of like executive? Yes. That was my pack. That was my file. Thank you. Okay. So as of the first ENA meeting, I only received Ms. Chief of Staff, Attorney General, Secretary of Welfare, Secretary of State, Secretary of Academic Affairs, Secretary of Student Lobbying, Secretary of Community Affairs, Secretary of Economic Development, Surgeon General, Secretary of Athletic Affairs, and the Comptroller. And the deputies also got those within the 6-week period. Other than that, positions such as, and the Secretary of Communications. Other than that, the Deputy of Student Lobbying is past the 6th week. Those names are submitted to me. The Graduate Affairs Secretary and Deputy was not submitted to me as well. The Deputy of Student Lobbying. Okay. Deputy Controller, Deputy Attorney General, Deputy of Economic Development. Yeah, that's it. Those names were not submitted to me, and of course, it said a full roster of all cabinet positions. So that point was not fulfilled. Moving on to the next point, the SGA president shall have 10 business days to advertise. The student body president shall have 10 business days, a 10 business advertisement period immediately following the official resignation termination of a cabinet department head to advertise the position vacancy. The student body president will then have 5 business days after completion. So after the relief of Ms. Caitlin Jones, there was a meeting advertisement from SGA president. Moving on, the Election Reform Committee shall convene immediately following each fall and spring election. The committee shall consist of Moving forward, you'll see at the end sentence 3 to 5 of students appointed by the SGA president and members of one member of each branch. So overall reform committee, we have to convene immediately after each election cycle. And of course, a representative from the J branch has to be present, which they was. Member of the executive branch was present, which was the Attorney General. A member of the legislative branch, which was me. And the 3 to 5 appointed students from the SGA president. So elections was, if I'm not mistaken, Ms. Robin, can you answer this question for me? When did you guys were declared the winners?
Oh, we
Like in October 3rd. All right, so Founders Day, boom. October 3rd on Founders Day. So looking into the pile of emails, let's start off from where the email that says hello President Bruno. And I sent that email out Tuesday, September 19th, which was before the election period. So I sent this email out, pretty much addressing cabinet issues and election reminders as my subtitle. So I said, I hope this email finds you well. This email will address several points. First, I'm still waiting for a full, complete list of cabinet appointments with their applications, which I did specify within the email here. The 2 weeks, on the 2-week time period to submit those appointments per chapter 102 of our student body document has passed. The Department of Graduate Affairs, the deputies of the executive branch is still not in my possession. Please submit these names to me as soon as possible. I need your branch to be confirmed by the next Senate meeting and the Elections and Appointments Committee, which is tomorrow. Second, the fall election is in session, and one member of the executive branch must be present during counting of ballots on October 3rd, 2017, and October 5th, 2017, for an event if there's a runoff. Please keep in mind that this individual cannot assist or be associated with anyone's campaign. Please submit the name of who this individual will be prior to the campaign period, September 27th, 2017. If we look ahead, I did give a timeline. I set this out September 19th. So, September 28th, after the timeline, he said, this is from the SGA president. Good afternoon, all. My apologies for the delayed response. I do understand that my designee is being sent a day later. The designee for the executive branch is my Secretary of Academic Affairs, Kayana. Boom. Moving on. So, elections had occurred, and pretty much we were trying to convene, meet immediately However, we couldn't because the names of the appointed students from the SGA president was not submitted to me, nor the electoral commissioner. And I did mention in that third paragraph of the email I did send out. Third, the election reform committee plans to meet the week after fall election. As the SGA president have to appoint 3 to 5 students to participate in this committee meeting. And I said the chapter where it's specified. Please submit these names. Please submit the name of these individuals to me and the electoral commissioner prior to October 2nd, 2017. This was the day before the election result. If you go ahead, election reform committee in the subject, he sent me an email October 17th when our document said we have to convene immediately. October 3rd, individuals were declared the winners, so me and the commissioner were really trying to go forward. We're trying to meet because we have to do it immediately. We still have concerns on their mind, it's fresh, everything else like that. October 17th was the day me and the commissioner received the names of these individuals for the reform committee. And this is the memorandum that he sent out. And this is the email of me, of course, because now after you send out those names, I can't just have a meeting the next day. I have to contact everybody and notify them and let them know, hey, you're a member of the reform committee, just pretty much seeing what's everybody's availability. So we met October the 25th. So pretty much me and the commissioner, we were ready, but with the SGA president and his timeliness on submitting those names to pretty much have the reform committee, that was pretty much the delay behind that. So we did not convene, we did not meet immediately meet. Moving on, the coronation of Mr. and Ms. FAMU of Ms. Florida Agricultural University and the report shall take place during the week. During the week of fall semester after fall elections, Mr. and Ms. FAMU and the report then shall receive royal adjournments that shall be dished out upon by the SGA Student Government Association president. Pretty much swearing in and everything. Mr. Justin Bruno was not present for his swearing in, which resulted in, and it says that in our documents that the SGA president has to swear in. And in the past, it wasn't the SGA president doing it. So that did it for her court. For the court at the time, Jalen last year, when Everly getting sworn in, he did it as well. The SGA president was not here. So so far timeliness and attendance is a big component from the SGA president that we do not have. Moving forward, other infractions, the unethical removal of former Secretary of State Caitlin Jones, conflict of interest, chapter. That's supposed to be 1003 B. According to the job audit that happened with Miss Chief of Staff, she actually mentioned, of course, we were talking, just having a nice conversation overall. Senator Moats asked a question to her, and he asked her, well, hold up, all right, you know what, just go in order. So she pretty much admitted to making the recommendation to Justin for removing Miss Caitlin Jones because of the altercation that happened outside him. And now just keep in mind that Miss Denver was the homecoming co-chair. She wasn't chief of staff in that setting. She was the homecoming co-chair. And Caitlin Jones was the student chief liaison. Ms. Smith did mention that she did recommend SGA president to remove Ms. Caitlin Jones. So the SGA president didn't really have a conversation or follow up anything else with that, anything else like that, just to the back of this altercation that happened. Just listen to her suggestion. Senator Monk asked her a question and said, if I'm not mistaken, correct me, Senator Monk, how influential was your recommendation of the removal of Ms. Caitlin Jones to the SGA president, rating from a 1 to 10, and she rated it 10. You're funny. Anyways, sorry, but there wasn't no paper trail. So overall, it just pretty much questions the integrity behind it because there wasn't no formal complaint. She had options of, filing a complaint, anything else like that. That just showed that. Senator Monks, would you like to speak on that real quick, briefly?
Sure. I saw that. Big boy. Let me know when you're.
Jay, don't you do you have quorum? Yes, no. Yes, granted.
Can you talk again?
ABC 1 2 3.
Okay. Nice.
Well, when we met with Denver Smith, Chief of Staff, I wanted to kind of see where her head was at with regards to that incident. I'm in the law school, so I didn't know what was going on at that night. I just wanted to hear what she had to say. Can you hear me? Long story short, I asked, after hearing everything that she had told me about what happened, her view of it, I asked, were there any reports? She had insisted that there were, and what she was relying on was that there were several incidents that led up to this bigger incident, and those several incidents aren't documented. So it doesn't, not to say that she's wrong, not to say that she cannot be trusted. It's peculiar in any office to let someone go, claim that there were several incidents that led up to it, and not have any proof or any evidence of those incidents. In the law, what we call that is hearsay. So it's just, they could say anything. And I don't know Denver, but she seemed to be a trustworthy person. It's just no incident reports. I think that's a major flaw in the Constitution.
Y'all heard? Mm-hmm. Right. Okay.
Senator Miller, can you take the pro tem chair? Senator Miller.
So, moving forward, yeah, so pretty much there was no type of paper trail with that incident. There wasn't no type of consultation. Him consulting Ms. Caitlin Jones to let her know that she was being removed from her job because of the incident that occurred. Per the memorandum, I don't know if you guys seen it, but per the memorandum, it pretty much said that she wasn't carrying out her duties. That was the overall. I can pull it up. I want to verbatim. I'm citing verbatim, but overall, the gist of it was she was complying with her duties, and that's why she was being relieved. Which wasn't really the situation that was true at all. She has taken control of her actually doing her job, and according to the job audit, that pretty much excluded. That pretty much showed that it wasn't her being relieved of her duties. It was from the event that occurred outside of this SGA. I saw her SGA title. What I say? It was because of the event that happened during homecoming concert with her being a student liaison, not Secretary of State. And like SGA Vice President Devin Harrison said at that time, she was well with doing her duties and responsibilities. She just wasn't a team player. She wasn't a team player. That should have been stated beside her and with some form of complaint. Because right now, it's not really business being dealt with. Decisions are being made based off of personal ability. That's why I did that with a conflict of interest point B chapter. That's supposed to be 1,000 if I'm not mistaken. JNR, JNR chair. 1,003. Moving forward, not complying with legislative orders for job audit. Like I mentioned, the SGA president has not responded to the job audit email. Non-feasance. And per SGA director, October 23rd, 2017, hasn't submitted timesheet, so he hasn't been doing any hours. He hasn't been doing any hours, and he hasn't really been present within the building. So he's not doing office hours, which result in not getting paid, everything else like that.
Oh, sorry, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
You said what chapter? Go back to that last line that you said for 1,003.
1,003 B. That should be it. I guess we're I sent out y'all. I said 130.
What was that? What was that about?
Conflict of interest point B.
I think we may have gotten wrong chapter on that one because chapter 1,003 is about the court attire for.
It's 1,300 on general.
Oh, that's what it is.
Point B. Conflict of interest.
1,300. My bad.
Yeah.
1,300 point B. Conflict of interest. Can you please state that?
My bad. 1,300 1301.
Chapter 1301, point B. A conflict of interest shall be any situation in which regard for a private/personal interest may lead to a disregard of a public duty or interest.
Moving on.
I agree.
Granted.
That's in the statutes.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
That's in 1301.
Point B.
Moving on. Not complying with legislative orders as of what? I don't have the exact date, but the Senate meeting where we motioned where we moved forward with the SGA president and SGA president and chief of staff mandatorily participating in a job audit. The SGA chief of staff did. The SGA president did not. No. And pretty much not completed office hours. Therefore, the legislative bodies have to move forward with taking legislative measures. So, is it okay to make motions in the body, or should I just read it to?
No, we can make motions.
Okay, so on the account of non-feasance, malfeasance, and misfeasance outlined within this memorandum that I sent out to you guys, along with the timeliness and non-attendance of the SGA president, I move to impeach the SGA president of Florida A&M.
Second.
And then probably moved in second to start the impeachment process of the SGA president of Florida A&M University. Student Government Association is on readiness at this time. Senator Knox.
Can you strike out the point where he talked about unethical for moving the Secretary of State? I feel like that's That's really just a hard point to stick. One, because I don't really see any unethical actions that was done. I mean, if you don't like
Decorum senators, Aaron Rance's main motion.
yeah, so I'm telling him why I feel like he should move that point in his statement.
That's a statement that wasn't part of the motion.
Okay, you make an amendment to strike out that part.
Can I ask a quick question? All right, so I'll rescind my motion, but can I ask a quick question?
Granted.
Okay, so based off of what I said with the job audit, that with what the chief of staff had to say, and everything else like that, you guys feel like that was unethical?
One of Victory. Does that statement have anything to do with the motion?
What?
So in order that the statement in the memorandum that you put out has nothing to do with the motion, if I'm correct.
The statement.
No.
The statement about the unethical firing of whatever person. Does that have anything to do with the motion?
Well,
He did. He did.
Those are coupled together, correct? He hasn't. He said he will. Us voting.
Oh, so wait. Oh, wait. Decorum said he didn't rescind his motion. He didn't rescind his motion. So we have a motion on the floor.
yeah, I rescinded his motion.
He rescinded.
Point of information: Senator Chairman Eden did not rescind his motion. He said he would if he has to, but he did not.
I want to ask a question to the senator, so I rescind my motion.
Okay, so now discussion can be had.
So, in my opinion, based off of my perspective on the document, that's a conflict of interest. Chapter 13,000.3, pretty much what happened between the chief of staff and the altercation that happened between the chief of staff, Denver, and former Secretary of State, Caitlin Jones, influenced the SGA president to move forward with that decision. And on top of it, in the letter, it stated that she was not pretty much carrying out her duties, but that's not true. And pretty much the SGA president, SGA vice president, said that she was doing an excellent job. She was a team player. So therefore, state that within the number. So,
Senator Snipes.
Chairman Eden, isn't it still considered a conflict of interest being that Miss Caitlin Jones was reprimanded but not Miss Denver, being that she was in the altercation with her? Would it still be considered a conflict of interest being that former Secretary of State Caitlin Jones was in an altercation with Chief of Staff Denver Smith?
Sure.
So that would still be considered a conflict.
Sure. And with her saying within the job audit that from a 1 to 10, her influence on Senator Monty, I think what they say. Well,
Yes, thank you, Senator Eden. I will say, with regard with sitting down with Chief of Staff Smith, again, and I want to put this out for the senators because I did speak to Senator Eden about this, and I want to speak to Senator Osborne about it. But there currently isn't any verbiage that would require for there to be incident reports in the Constitution, and there should be. So within the coming weeks in the new year, we should really take a look at that, because then we wouldn't be having this discussion about other minor incidents leading up, to a larger termination, to an ultimate termination, and weighing whether Caitlin Johnson's aggregated conduct outweighed Denver Smith's conduct with regards to, acceptable behavior. So just keep that in mind. However, I will say that I won't say trust, but professional opinion. I did take Denver Smith's professional opinion with regards to decorum and how Ms. Johnson apparently, Senator Eden can correct me if I was wrong from that conversation. Apparently there was a certain level of decorum, certain duty of decorum that was not upheld, that was expected of Ms. Johnson, and that she fell below that decorum for a significant amount of time or significant amount of time with regards to that event, and that is why that altercation started. And there were a couple of attempts, if I'm not mistaken, and again, Senator Edom, please correct me, where Ms. Smith tried to rectify the situation, and it kind of escalated. So, with regards to a duty of decorum, I wouldn't go so far as to say that Ms. Smith would be weighed the same as Ms. Johnson.
Senator Butterfield. I see Senator Knox. You're next.
So, Senator Monk, did you hear both sides of the story?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
You said you spoke with Denver. Did you speak with Caitlin about it?
When Caitlin was up on the podium here, that's the only recollection of the story that I heard. Again, not to say that Ms. Johnson was wrong or anything she said was false, and not to say that Chief of Staff Denver, anything she said was true. And again, this leads to the point once again that there's no reports. There are no reports. There are no incident reports of any incidents that we're speaking of. So all of this, I think Senator Butterfield was the one who just asked the question. All of this is hearsay. We're just talking about things that happened and that we think that happened. This entire thing, which is why it's a huge flaw in the Constitution.
Follow-up granted.
Do you know what exactly?
I call for the orders of the day.
Granted, orders of the day. Going back to speaks and lobbying, Senator Eden. I think now, if you have a motion.
Is there any? I was asking a question. I didn't really get the senator's opinion. Do you guys feel it was unethical? No. So I mean, the Supreme Court can be the person to, but I can leave it noted within there, and I just will erase the charge.
Senator Young. Understandable. Granted. Senator Knox.
Yeah, like I said, Senator Monks, he stated there's nowhere that it says specifically where hearsay or things of that such where it needs is required. So in some areas, it's totally fine for you to express to an employer your discomfort that you have working with another peer. So in my opinion, and as expressed by some of the senators, that's not an unethical action that Chief of Staff Denver made. So I feel like all the points that you stated were accurate and correct, but I feel like that one just makes the accounts or the charges look a little less legit. So
I guess I could leave it for like an open investigation of the court to pretty much conclude whatever they want to say on it, whatever they want to do on that, and overall just erase the charge.
On the information.
Yes, Senator Hall.
I don't know if we talked about this already, but like just to let it be known that I'm not sure if it's Constitution or the statutes, but it does state that the SGA president has the power to Constitution. He has the power to remove anybody in his cabinet or whatever it is. So, and the Constitution doesn't say that he has to have like a justifiable reason, which is why we need to leave that point. I ain't saying take it out,
now,
but have the Supreme Court.
What also I want to say is we just have to keep in mind that the Florida pretty much the statutes expound on whatever happens in the constitutions. Like for example, the SGA president has to submit a roster to the student senate, and it gets approved by 2/3. The statutes expounds on how that process should happen. Just like with him pretty much having the rights to veto anything on the budget, the statutes expound on how that process should happen. Per the Florida per the Florida statutes, chapter B, chapter 1004.26. But I can leave this for the open investors. I can leave this for the Supreme Court to make their verdict on it. You get what I'm saying? But overall, this section right here, I don't know if you guys want to see it. It says within the Florida State statute, any elected or appointed officer of student government may be removed from office by majority votes of students participating in a referendum held under this paragraph. Each student government shall adopt internal procedures by which students may petition for a referendum to remove from office an elected or appointed officer of the student government. The grounds for removal of a student government officer by petition must be expressly contained in the petition and are limited to the following: malfeasance, misfeasance, neglect of duty, incompetence, permanent inability to perform official duties, or conviction of a felony. The referendum must be held no later than 60 days after the filing of a petition. So, therefore, I guess I will leave this to the Supreme Court to make that decision. So, overall, yes, the Constitution says that he has to remove somebody, but overall, the statutes expound on how that process should happen, which it did not.
Point of inquiry, Senator President.
Granted.
Senator Edith, do you know, this might be due to my not knowledgeable of JBranch documents, but I don't know what it's called, either a form or whatever it was, but was something submitted to the Chief Justice from either of these individuals pertaining to this issue?
What issue?
Of the discharge, about the incident and all that stuff.
You talking about with the removal?
No, I'm talking about the incident that occurred with Ms. Jones and
nothing was submitted. There's no paper trail. Everything's just based off of, hey, remove this person, like phone call. It wasn't nothing formal and official like that.
Okay, so
and per, like I said, per the job audit, which I do have recorded if you guys want to hear it, of her mentioning her influence, pretty much. But moving forward, is there any more questions? No more questions?
Yes, Senator J. Carter.
So what I'll do is I'll erase it and I'll leave it to the Supreme Court to whatever their opinion is on that section. So I'll leave it as a open investigation for the Supreme Court.
Follow-up granted.
How many violations is our violation?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, some of them I didn't know whether to classify them non-feasance, misfeasance, malfeasance. That's why I'll leave that up to the Supreme Court.
Point of inquiry, Senator President.
That's what you do.
So you don't.
Yeah. And those accounts, let's see.
Did he not recognize me?
1, 2, 3.
Point of order. I have a question on the floor, and Senate President recognized me. Senate President, to your knowledge, can the Chief Justice entertain or open an investigation on things that he never received a formal complaint about, or if you get what I'm trying to say?
I get what you're saying.
I mean, overall, it gets forwarded to the Attorney General. Then the Attorney General is pretty much the person that goes forward with any type of issues to the Chief Justice. The Chief Justice should never get anything such as appeals, anything else like that. All it has to be submitted to either the Solicitor General, elections, appeals, everything else like that goes to the Solicitor General. The Solicitor General submits that to the Chief Justice or the Associate Chief Justice, just like how anything else such as impeachments or anything else like that gets forwarded to the Attorney General, and then the Attorney General pretty much goes forward to the student Supreme Court with this. However, after what goes on, it can be sent to The Attorney General carbon copy with the Chief Justice, Associate Chief Justice, going forward. Yeah. So, moving forward, no more questions? Okay, so I move to impeach the SGA president on the ground of nonfeasance and misfeasance.
Second.
Is there probably a second to impeach the SGA president on the grounds of mis and malfeasance? Is there any awareness at this time?
I'm so sorry. Can I what you call it, to alter it as well?
Amend.
Can I add something to it?
Yes, it's your motion. You can amend it.
Also, and pretty much everything else as far as the other infractions, make the Supreme Court conclude on what those infractions should be.
Can you restate that, please?
No, I'll restate my motion. I'll just restate it all.
Okay.
Okay, so I move to impeach the SGA president on the grounds of nonfeasance and misfeasance and the other infractions that are on here, make the Supreme Court have the final say so on those other infractions that aren't classified.
Second.
The problem with the second to impeach the SGA president on the grounds of misfeasance and malfeasance and the infractions that were listed by Senator Eden. Is there any awareness at this time? Seeing none, all in favor by a sign of aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. Now move on to a roll call vote. Acting Senate Secretary.
All right, you guys, I'm gonna need you to bear with me because I don't have a thing without everybody that's not here. Yikes. Senator Green, can you repeat that? Alrighty, Senator B. Carter. Senator J. Carter.
4.
Senator Snipes. Oh, I said 4. Senator Antinor. Senator Finley.
4.
Senator Hempfield.
4.
Form on the top Ds, please. We're doing a roll call vote.
Senator Holder.
4.
Senator Lamar. Senator Monk.
Abstain.
Senator McClinton. Senator Seniors. Senator Strong. Senator D. Ford. She's not here. Hold on. Senator Butterfield. Senator D. Jackson.
Decorum, please.
Senator Plaisir. Senator Knox. Senator Miller.
The quorum should be signed during the roll call vote.
Senator Jean Baptiste.
Abstain.
Senator Williams.
4.
Senator Hall.
4.
Senate Pro Tem Morset.
Four.
Senator B. Carter. Huh?
No. No.
It's 5.
Senator Lamar. Senator Monk.
4.
Senator Seniors. Senator Plaisir. Oh, you were absent.
Well, yeah, he knows.
This is a learning experience. Okay.
Wait.
They have to call us back because
We still have quorum.
Okay.
Senator Eden. Senator Jean Baptiste.
Yeah.
21 for, 2 abstentions.
Motion passes. Alrighty.
So overall, Senator Ford, may I speak? Senator President Ford, can I speak, please?
Yes, you have the floor.
I mean, my time is indefinitely. So, pretty much moving forward, the Supreme Court is going to take a look at this. But overall, senators, we just have to realize that a lot of entities within Student Government Association is not progressing because of the SGA president and him pretty much undermining his responsibilities and duties. It shouldn't be no reason to why the J&R committee had all 14 of those bills signed by the Senate president, and only 2 of them were signed thus far by the SGA president. So therefore, those bills weren't submitted to the committee. So therefore, it's questioning if these documents are going to actually be ratified by the Board of Trustees at this next upcoming meeting. It's ridiculous how students are still getting traffic ticket violations and everything else like that, and the only person who has the rights to pretty much appeal those tickets is the director at the parking services. We have the student traffic court. Those names still wasn't submitted to the ENA committee. On top of other cabinet members, we don't have a liaison for the graduate affairs. So therefore, we don't know what's the issues that's going on with the graduate students. We don't have the graduate affairs is their liaison for SGA. We don't have that. Different things else like that. The SGA president serves as a member on the Board of Trustees. There's a lot of issues that the students have going on. Yes, the SGA president is at the Board of Trustees meetings. However, no concerns aren't being mentioned at the Board of Trustees with the students. Parking is getting taken away. Parking is decreasing. They're chopping off parking. They're increasing employee parking, less student parking, and they want to take away 2 of the parking lots to build a career center. Parking is a big problem here. It's a lot of issues that's going on here on campus that the SGA president can pretty much do because he's the student liaison on the Board of Trustees. We're not seeing no actions. We're not seeing nothing done. But moving forward, yeah, I think I'm finished.
Senator Williams.
I move to adjourn this meeting.
Second. Wait, you're not chair. Wait, don't we have to do a second and final roll call vote? I mean, second final roll.
No.
Motion on the floor.
Do we?
Decorum, we have not been adjourned yet.
Decorum, I'm just getting clarity to make sure we're doing everything in our powers that is right.
Point of information. Ms. Osborne has striked out all of those points, so let's just go to the final roll call so the minutes can at least look some form of official. Let's not try to have these minutes looking crappy.
Point of information, she didn't strike out.
Second. Okay, then we could start.
Still a
Nobody
motion
have
on the
nothing to
floor.
say during.
There's a motion still on the floor, you guys.
It's just
No, I just asked for clarity. Do we have to do? We do have to do roll. Okay, alrighty. To do second, then final, then adjourn the meeting.
Second.
Yeah, it'll be fast. We know who's here. You can reset.
I move to do second roll call, final roll call, and then adjourn the meeting.
Second.
And probably moved in second to do second roll call, final roll call, then adjourn the meeting. Is there unwritedness at this time? Seeing none. Now I consider second. Can you please do final and second and final roll call at this time? That way to move forward.
Okay, the way this will work, so we can get out of here faster, you guys can say present twice. So just be like present 2 times, and then we'll get this ball rolling. Okay, Senator Green, Senator Bargamento, Senator B. Carter, Senator J. Carter, Senator Climbs, Senator Snipes, Senator Antonor, Senator Dumas, Senator Finley, Senator Hansberry, here, Senator Hempfield,
Present.
Senator Holder,
Present.
Senator Lamar, Senator LaVille, Senator Monk,
Present.
Senator McClinton, Senator Seniors, Senator Myers, Senator Strong, Senator DeFord, Senator Butterfield, Senator D. Jackson, Senator Plaisir, Senator Young, Senator Knox, Senator Miller, Senator Jean Baptiste, Senator Williams, Senator Hall,
Present here.
Senator Jay Jackson, Senator Rios, Senator Eden,
Present.
Senator Osborne, Senate Pro Temp Morissette, Senate President Ford.
Present. I adjourn this meeting at
7:40.
7:40 p.m.